Hello to my channel Chinese Star. Today we will bring you the following hot and exciting news.
Surprise! Zhao Liying and Feng Shaofeng still have a tacit understanding in raising children 4 years after divorce, and all the details of their son's hospital visit are exposed. Feng Shaofeng and Zhao Liying's tacit cooperation in taking their children to the hospital has become a hot topic. Face protection gives way, fever-reducing stickers and thermos cups are ready, and the handover process is comparable to a meeting. Parenting experts bluntly said that divorce is just a couple, but parents never go offline. Netizens lamented that love that is more reliable than a complete family is in the details of action. Recently, a group of photos went viral online. At around 3 p.m. on April 10, in the emergency room of Shanghai Children's Hospital, Feng Shaofeng was accompanying his son Xiong who had a fever for an examination. Not long after, Zhao Liying also rushed to the scene. Although the two divorced 4 years ago, the tacit cooperation in taking the child to the hospital this time directly became a hot topic. Netizens said that this is simply a perfect operation for divorced parents to take care of their children. Live report, both fathers and mothers are detail-oriented. To say how careful this celebrity parent is, just look at the scene. Feng Shaofeng was dressed very low-key that day, wearing a gray hoodie with a black hat. He held the baby in one hand and did not forget to protect the baby's face with his hand. When he saw other parents holding crying babies at the registration office, he took the initiative to move aside. This upbringing is really engraved in his bones. About 20 minutes later, Zhao Liying drove the nanny car to the hospital by herself. The bag was filled with fever patches and thermos cups, which were standard equipment for old mothers. The first thing she did when she saw the child was to touch the forehead to test the body temperature. The action was so skillful that it seemed like she took care of him every day. After a brief chat with Feng Shaofeng, she immediately entered the state of taking care of the baby. The handover process was smoother than a company meeting. In-depth analysis, the joint custody in the divorce agreement is really not just talk. Hospital staff revealed that the child had a low fever due to a cold caused by the change of seasons. But Feng Shaofeng and Zhao Liying's operation brought the joint custody mentioned during the divorce to life. Feng Shaofeng took the child to see a doctor first, and Zhao Liying came to support him with a fever-reducing patch. The two took turns using their bodies to block the child's face from being photographed. After the doctor's visit, one took the child home, and the other went back to work. This set of procedures is very familiar, and it is estimated that they often cooperate. Social classroom, the correct way to raise children in divorced families. There are now 1.8 billion online readings on the topic of divorced families raising children, and Feng and Zhao's operation is simply a living teaching material. There was no awkwardness in the whole communication, and only the child was in their eyes. Whoever was free would take over the work arrangement, never crossed the line when it was necessary to keep a distance, and never missed when it was necessary to care. Parenting expert Li Mijin said, "This way of raising a child requires two people to be particularly good at handling their relationship. They proved that divorce is just a couple's business, and has nothing to do with being a parent." In October 2018, the sudden official announcement of their marriage shocked the entire network. In April 2021, the peaceful breakup statement flooded the server. In March 2023, they were photographed attending their son's kindergarten sport meeting together. In September 2024, Zhao Liying took her baby to the zoo and became a hot topic. In March 2025, Feng Shaofeng was photographed sending his son to Zhao Liying's residence. This doesn't look like a couple who have been divorced for 4 years. They have a better understanding of each other than my bestie and her husband. Parents who can be called at any time when their children are sick are better than any intact family. I suggest publishing a book. The Divorced Parent's Guide to Raising Children will definitely be a bestseller. As Xiang grows up, this celebrity couple may face new challenges. But judging from this medical visit, they have proved with practical actions that the love of parents for their children is never a multiple-choice question. Being able to bring up the baby clearly after divorce is a real skill. Feng Shaofeng and Zhao Liying do not quarrel or fight over the baby, but they have made raising children as exciting as a spy film. On April 10, 2025, Feng Shaofeng was photographed taking his son alone, performing the old father's anxiety record throughout the whole process. When registering, he coaxed the baby to draw blood, and when waiting for the report, his brows were wrinkled into a Sichuan character. Even the nurse couldn't help but praise him for being more careful than his own mother. But the most amazing thing is yet to come. As soon as the child finished seeing the doctor, Zhao Liying's nanny car appeared at the right time and took the baby home seamlessly. This ex-couple, who had been divorced for 3 years, turned raising a baby into an odd-shift rotation system. Shaofeng is responsible for taking the baby to do homework and visit the park, while Zhao Liying is responsible for the summer camp and birthday parties. The division of labor is clear to the minute. Even the parent-teacher conferences can be attended at different times. One attends the morning session, and the other attends the afternoon session, just like a time management master. To talk about the parenting experience of this pair of agent parents, we have to start with their marriage story. Zhao Liying is a hard-working woman from a rural area in Hebei. She suffered a permanent back injury after falling off a horse while filming, but she relied on the journey of flower to counterattack and become a top star. Shaofeng, on the other hand, is a second-generation rich man from Shanghai. He played a young master when he debuted, and even his breakup statement was literary. It's okay to read the name backwards. In 2016, Zhao Liying and Feng Shaofeng met while working together on Journey to the West, the Women Kingdom. On October 16, 2018, the two posted their marriage certificate and officially announced their marriage. When they got married in a flash, fans collectively wailed, "This is simply Shanghai marrying Dao Mingxi." One wants to reach the peak of his career, and the other wants to be a caring and sweet man. They have been able to live like this for 3 years thanks to Zhao Liying's patience. When they divorced, they did not fight over property or children. The 19-word statement is still a legend: the past was good, and the future will be better. Feng Shaofeng focuses on being a life nanny. He is so familiar with the hospital procedures that he can be a guide, and even tries the children's meal 3 times. Zhao Liying specializes in spiritual enrichment. During the break from filming, she takes her baby to meet the screenwriter, and she must talk about astronomy when camping to watch fireworks. The child received 2 gifts on his birthday. The father gave him a limited edition Lego, and the mother gave him a Dunhuan mural copying set. Compared with some celebrities whose divorces have become the hot search list, this couple is simply a breath of fresh air. Duangji did not let Pan Yuming see the child, and Wang Yi's ex-husband spread rumors domestic violence, and the two of them even avoid being in the same frame when visiting. During the release of Zhao Liying's new drama, Feng Shaofeng took the initiative to stop updating Weibo for 3 days, for fear of stealing the limelight from his ex-wife. Of course, some people question whether it was a show, but details can't deceive people. Feng Shaofeng was photographed reciting child psychology late at night, and Zhao Liying's mobile phone screensaver was her son's kindergarten schedule. Every time the child appears, he smiles heartlessly, which is not like a single-parent family at all. On the other hand, a celebrity couple has been tearing each other apart for 7 years, and the child hides when he sees the camera, which shows who is better. Now Zhao Liying has won the title of Queen again with Sunflowers, in which she beats up human traffickers for her hearing-impaired son. Outside the play, she and Feng Shaofeng staged a real-life version of A Mother is Strong, and netizens raved, "Sister's ruthlessness never distinguishes between on-screen and off-screen." Once upon a time, Feng Shaofeng was still the star who cried and couldn't help deleting his Weibo in the face of public opinion storms, and his emotions always fluctuated with the voices of the outside world. At that time, he didn't seem to know how to reconcile with the world and how to calmly face the uncertainties in life. However, now he can calmly deal with the emergency of his child's allergy, and his eyes are more mature and responsible. Perhaps, this is the meaning of growth. It's not that there are no emotions, but that you have learned to hide your emotions and put responsibility first. When does a man really mature? Not at the moment of career success, nor at the moment of becoming a husband, but when he is willing to give everything unconditionally for a little life. Although Feng Shaofeng and Zhao Liying's marriage has come to an end, their love for their children has never diminished. As netizens said, marriage will expire, but good parents will never be laid off. Marriage is a choice of 2 people, and being a parent is a responsibility, a concern engraved in the bones. In the impetuous and noisy environment of the entertainment industry, it is not easy to insist on being a responsible and good father. Especially after a divorce, the pressure of public opinion and public attention can easily make people collapse. But Feng Shaofeng completed his transformation quietly, proving with his actions that even if the relationship is separated, fatherly love can be more firm. The growth of a child is inseparable from the care and companionship of both parents. Even in a separated family, as long as the parents put their children first, the children can still grow up in warmth. Feng Shaofeng's performance today may be the best proof. Life is not always smooth sailing, and marriage is not always eternal. But those who still choose to stand up and take responsibility after the storm are the adults who are truly worthy of respect. He is no longer the boy who cries and deletes Weibo, but a father who can comfort his children, communicate with doctors, and respond calmly in the hospital late at night. This growth is worth seeing and worth respecting.
Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe to our support channel.